What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and I'm not giving up on the van yet. So we were walking out to the van today because I got a new bodywork guy. I decided, it was probably about a month ago, to actually list the van. Showed it to a couple people. No, I actually only showed it to one guy. I had a guy from Utah who actually wanted it. Just really slow. He's waiting on shipping and all kinds of other stuff. Never sent a deposit. I just finally decided. I was looking around. We went to the mountains this weekend, or this past weekend, with family, and I seen another one. I was like, man, I can't give up on this thing yet. So we're still gonna sell it, but not yet. We're gonna work on it a little bit more. We're gonna fix some of the issues, and we're gonna make this thing great again, is what we're planning. So we're gonna move it up by the shop today and actually get started on some body work. So need some stuff down here. Obviously this needs pulled out. That thing is pretty boogered down there. And then on the other side we have a couple issues, little things like this, little holes, because the 08 front end was actually on like a one of those big vans where they bolt the mirrors up on the front. If we move over here to the back, we have all the body filler. So we're gonna get started on grinding all this stuff off.
How you doing?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that helped me out with a little bit of work right there.
Yeah, just saving it here. Should we?
I might just do that to the rest of the quarter
you.
panel. Yeah. Just give me a pry bar and we'll just go to town on getting this.
You're done.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
I mean,
can't believe how much Bondo they have on there.
That's a decent amount. I mean, we might try tapping it out a little bit more.
You gotta
try to get it, but it goes all the way up to over here. Window tint needs fixed too. Check out the interior of this. Look how clean, man. I cleaned it real good.
The friend was on it when you bought it?
No, I put another one on it. Dude, this thing's honestly not a bad unit. It has ice cold AC.
Does it? See what fires up?
I think she'll start. Well, it was cold last night, so we might be having some trouble. We might just have to push it over there.
Yeah, but that's no fun.
Sounds like no. I mean, I know, but
it's not fun that way.
We'll figure it out. She fired up first cranked a little bit, and then it fired up. Normally it's just kind of camera shy, so I went ahead and put the camera down. So we're gonna go ahead and pull it up. I think the service engine soon thing might be why it feels kind of slow.
Not even good no more.
It's fine. Doesn't need to be good. Doesn't need to stretch. It's just on there. You ready for? Ready?
Yeah.
All right, so we're out here messing with this thing. He already chipped off a little bit with a screwdriver, got it out pretty far, and I was talking to Josh, the bodywork guy neighbor. He basically said if there's body filler on there and it's good and it hasn't came off yet, there's just a couple cracks here and there. I said to basically just grind them down and then feather it out. And then so that way you're not having to build everything up, and that gives you a good kind of baseline to start from. So you can see all this stuff right here where it's kind of rusty. Again, we're in Colorado, so not like crazy rust. This is just kind of like surface rust. You can see there's no holes or pinholes or any of that stuff. I mean, maybe when we start sanding it, but once we get this stuff kind of feathered out right here, like right there, that was just a super tiny crack. Feather that out just a smidge. We'll throw some Duraglass in it, which is the fiberglass, a little bit stronger. And we'll go from there. But yeah, we get this thing looking pretty today. Ready?
Yeah.
OSHA approved.
OSHA approved. Coming out. It's looking a lot better. I think this thing
all the rust out there.
Yeah.
get everything kind of feathered out, then we'll just start skimming it and
Yeah, we'll throw the Duraglass on there, like Trev said.
get
and
it
then
back straight.
Get straight. And I think some gray Raptor liner would do this thing
man,
solid.
That'd be great, honestly.
Yeah, this thing
definitely
would
a
do
good
this
idea.
thing.
Or
I think gray Raptor liner is the way to
gray
go.
or like desert sand, like a sand with
feel
like black
Or like,
wheels.
what about like a drab, olive drab?
Olive drab. Like
Yeah,
with,
I
like,
thought
a
olive
green or
drab.
Something look like a,
I like all three of those.
Some big black wheels with like an
Yeah.
accent and the wheels somehow
Yeah.
matching the.
Yeah, I think the gray is the most universal.
yeah.
The most.
It'd be cool to get the same wheels that we put on the 4Runner. Those
Yeah, something like
Mambas,
that.
how it has that kind of textured hammered finish,
Oh,
and then,
absolutely.
and
And then
then get
some
it
tires
to
and-
kind of offset that. Even this thing like black would look, I don't know, black.
Black's man.
Black kind of to
Maybe
me
get
looks like somebody
dirty
just
and-
did it in their driveway,
Yeah.
just to make it work. Which
I don't know. You guys, maybe we'll leave in the comments. Should we do
Yeah.
gray,
Yeah.
olive, like olive
just-
drab,
I hope
or like a
everybody-
desert sand?
I hope everybody's excited for some primer.
I mean, there's lots of primer coming. Lots.
It's been
Lots.
a minute since
years.
I've sprayed some primer. So,
There's gonna
and
get a lot
I've been
coming.
working out now with my 75 hard. My shoulders are all built up, so maybe my shoulder won't hurt for like 2
You've
weeks
been
after I
doing
paint a car.
some
Yeah.
some Yogi's Bears, huh? Some Yogi
Yeah, I've
Bears
been
on your
doing-
shoulders.
doing that
And
type
it
of
does hurt.
Work on the side of this van before they had it just kind of this whole thing was kind of a flare, so we were just kind of following that. So We went ahead and shaved a lot of it back down, you know, took a lot of that Duraglass off, and then basically just did a light skim with the actual body filler. So that stuff's a little bit easier to sand, a little bit easier to get some of the stuff off. So yeah, it's getting pretty close. You can see there's a couple little spots, like some little low spots here and there, which is, you know, in general just how it actually is. We'll have to do basically a full skim coat on this thing, block the whole thing. Same thing with up in here, but overall it is looking a lot better. But before we get too far into this thing, Sean's going to be working on it for probably about the next week or so, kind of here and there. But what we really need to do is we actually need to figure out what kind of issues it has, because it does feel a little bit sluggish. So I'm going to go ahead. It does have a service engine soon light on it. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the scanner on it, log like the map sensor, because the map sensor actually got broken on it. So we'll see how that is. But yeah, I'll pop in with you guys here in a second. All right, so sitting in here with the van with Ty, man, ice cold AC, man.
Max.
It's not bad. I mean, honestly, and
That's only on low.
yeah, this is on low right now. But the rear, like the rear AC vents,
What if we kick that on?
ice cold
How much-
coming
how
out of
much-
it. But
That pushes some volume.
I mean, it has to. Imagine having like 15 angry people in here because they don't have any air.
Just a bunch of like sweaty
Sweaty people,
freaking
yeah.
people all
Or like some
side to side.
Church people or something, you know, like you're going to
Yeah.
church. But anyhow, ICP pressure sensor circuit low, exhaust pressure control valve malfunction, power interruption on keep alive memory circuit. So the ICP sensor, that makes sense. If it has low oil pressure, it's obviously not going to make a lot of power. So maybe high pressure oil pump, maybe IPR, you know, stuff like that. I thought I put a new IPR in here, but maybe I didn't. ICP pressure circuit low. I mean, double check some of that. I'll go ahead and clear these codes and see if that little service engine soon guy right there goes away, because that's basically the check engine light on it. But again, power balance, I mean, it runs just fine. It's super smooth, but it just doesn't make a whole lot of power like it should. And you know, as far as going to sell it and trying to get top dollar out of it, glow plugs 100%, and then, you know, it's got to have full power. You know, nobody's gonna want to drive one of these things up the side of a mountain with freaking no power. So, you know, see what that is. But the plan is trying to figure this out today, so that way if I need to, I could order injectors, high pressure oil pump, ICP, IPR, whatever, all the stuff to make this thing like 100%. We could pull the cab in it, do all that stuff in a day, you know, and then finally like button this thing up, get her painted, wheels and tires on it, try to find a rack for the top of it, put the interior back in it, or do like a van life build out. But play with this a little bit more and let you guys know how it goes.
All right, guys. So getting under here, Trevor pulled the intake, and a little surprise here. If you look, there. See if I can get this in there. There's a camera in there. See, the ICP sensors just pretty much broke completely off. So Trev is over here on the 7.3 that came out of it. He's trying to pull the ICP off that one, so let's take a look.
So this is what's good about having multiple 7.3s laying around, or like parts and stuff.
The Trevi horn comes in handy.
Yeah, so I don't know if just when we were putting it in there, when I was moving wiring around, if it just like busted the top of that off. But one of the things that I noticed is reading online, when it's idling, it's supposed to be 500 PSI, and when it's unplugged, it's 725. And so I was looking at it, and it was 725 exactly idling, and revving it up and stuff. It has like a calculation to like guess where it's at, and it worked, but it's one of those things where it's not going to give it full power. So I think just putting this in there should make, I mean, it's probably going to run like normal now, and maybe we don't have to do injectors, because it ran great in that other truck, and I never understood why it was doing weird stuff in here. So maybe this is it. So went for a little bit of a drive with the new sensor in it, which is the old sensor that was like probably the original sensor to this van in 2000, and I think this is 2000 or 2002. ICP is still locked at 725 PSI, which is kind of where they default to. And then engine load goes up to 94% when you go wide open throttle. The IPR goes to 32%. And then ICP pressure just goes to like a default setting of like 2400. whereas this thing should be seeing like 2,700 plus. And if it was actually closing the IPR, it should actually go up to like 85% to like hold it all the way closed. So I'm thinking probably just ICP sensors, probably just bad. Probably just need to grab a new one. Who knows how, like I said, who knows how old that other one was. But I mean, it runs and drives down the road, but it's just not fast. So and these things are kind of fast. The vans are faster than I think the trucks. So but yeah, maybe grab a new ICP sensor. Sean's gonna get back to work. Carson, what do you think of the van? She wants to go pick up some kids, is what she said.
That big one,
Guys, so it has been a couple days, a little bit more of an update on the van. So Sean's been working hard on this thing, getting it all sanded down, doing a little bit more body work on the hood of this thing. Had some hail damage. You can see the little squiggles and stuff up there. Had a little where the mirror and stuff was mounted right here on the front, and then obviously on the other side got this whole little piece of this had a big old dent in it too, so got all that body worked out, and got the mirrors off it, got the headlights, grill, bumper, all that type of stuff. Windshield cowl. So this thing is basically ready to spray. So we went ahead and we decided on a color, and that's gonna be probably revealed in the next video, because obviously that's what we're gonna do in the next video. This thing is actually get this thing painted, lined, whatever you want to call it, but we're actually going to be using this Raptor liner to go over the whole thing. We also got some paint matched single stage to like do like a little bit of stuff like the hinges and stuff. Obviously when they open and close, you don't want like a thick coating on there, and then like the door, some of the door jambs to make it look you know, all complete. But Sean did a really good job. He actually lined up the fenders, got these things fitting nice, so there's nice gaps all the way around, so it's not all kind of just hung on there how it was before. But yeah, I think that's about it. I'm not giving up on the van yet, and do a little bit more of a transformation on this thing. We're trying to decide how much further we want to take the inside of it, but I think as of now, just getting the outside to where it's solid, and going from there. There also was a coolant leak that he fixed as well. And then we figured out the ICP sensor. We put a new ICP sensor in it, so it makes a lot more power than it actually did. So yeah, the van's getting pretty close. Needs glow plugs and wheels and tires, paint, and then we're gonna decide what we're gonna do as far as a build out on the inside. If we're just gonna leave it 15 passenger, or if we're gonna actually go with you know, kind of doing like a little camper van type of conversion. So at the end of the day, the plan is to kind of just get this thing done in order to kind of sell it. I tried listing it, and you know, it was everybody complained about the bodywork, everybody complained about the paint and the wheels and tires and that type of stuff. So we just figured, you know what, let's get this thing done. So really appreciate you guys watching, and look forward to see some C6 updates here shortly. But yeah, we're gonna get this thing probably painted tomorrow or the next day, and should be another video on this thing coming soon. So see you guys later.